Logan Barrett leaned back in his office chair, staring at the growing pile of employee complaints from one of his sporting goods stores. His company had expanded to 13 successful locations, a legacy he had built from nothing. Yet, something felt off. Reports of poor leadership, sky-high turnover, and a disturbing number of customer complaints from one specific location had begun to weigh on him. On paper, the numbers looked fine. But culture? Culture was cracking. He ran a hand through his short, graying hair and muttered, "I'm done listening to second-hand excuses. I need to see what's really going on." That night, Logan made a decision. He would go undercover as a new hire at the problematic store. His corporate team handled the details, a fake name, a made-up background, and a complete disguise. With a clean-shaven face, dyed brown hair, and glasses, he looked nothing like the man his employees knew from the company-wide emails. 2 days later, Logan walked into the Pinehurst location dressed in a plain polo and khakis. The store was buzzing with customers, yet the air felt stale. Employees drifted through their tasks with forced indifference. The manager, a tall man with a clipped tone and icy demeanor, barked orders like commands. "Hey, new guy." A young woman with curly brown hair approached, her name tag reading Sasha. "Yeah, Logan." "Logan Myers," he replied, using his alias. "First day?" she asked with a tired smile. He nodded. "Welcome to the chaos." Sasha gave him a quick tour. She was clearly experienced and knowledgeable, but her voice carried a strained edge, like someone worn down by routine neglect. Then, near the register, Logan witnessed something that made his gut twist. A teenage employee, barely 16 by the look of him, was nervously folding shirts. The manager, Bryce, loomed over him. "This is folding to you?" Bryce snapped, snatching the shirt and throwing it back on the pile. "Are you stupid? Every teen we hire gets dumber." The boy's face flushed red. "I am trying my best." "Trying doesn't cut it. Do it right or don't do it at all. Maybe I'll slash your hours. See how that feels." Logan clenched his fists. Every instinct screamed at him to intervene, but he stayed in character. He had to know how deep this rot went. Bryce turned to Sasha. "Quit chatting and do something useful for once." Sasha's jaw tightened, but she didn't argue. She simply nodded toward the back, guiding Logan away from view. "Is he always like that?" Logan whispered. Sasha let out a humorless chuckle. "That was mild. Why hasn't anyone reported him?" She sighed. "They have, but corporate never follows through. He gets results. They look the other way." Logan swallowed hard. "Not anymore." The rest of the shift only confirmed the toxicity. Bryce belittled employees, barked sarcasm, and clearly favored the ones who sucked up to him. The teenager, Eli, was a frequent target. By the end of the day, Logan's hands trembled with quiet rage. But he needed to see more. Tomorrow, he would test Bryce's limits. Logan arrived early the next morning, blending in again as just another anonymous employee. The tension was immediate. Workers moved with robotic precision, avoiding eye contact. Bryce stalked the floor like a predator. Logan gravitated toward the shoe section where Sasha restocked boxes with robotic speed. "Do people ever call out just to avoid him?" he asked quietly. Sasha didn't look up. "All the time. He makes them pay for it later." Logan nodded slightly, then turned his attention to the customers. A middle-aged man approached the register with his teenage daughter, holding a pair of running shoes. These were supposed to be on sale, the father said. Before the cashier could answer, Bryce swooped in. "Sale ended yesterday," he said curtly. "The sign is still up," the father countered. "Then someone forgot to take it down." "Not my problem." The girl shifted uncomfortably. Her father clenched his jaw. "It's your mistake. Do the right thing." Bryce sneered. "You want me to lose money because you didn't read the date?" The father dropped the shoes. "Forget it. We'll shop elsewhere." Bryce turned to the cashier. "Don't waste time on penny pinchers. If they can't afford full price, they don't belong here." Logan's jaw locked. Bryce wasn't just hurting morale. He was driving customers away. By mid-afternoon, Logan had seen enough. Eli was kneeling by a display when Bryce hovered again. "You're slow," he muttered. "How do you not get this?" Eli looked up. "I'm trying to be careful. You're just dragging it out so you can avoid real work." That was it. Logan stepped forward. "He's doing his job just fine." Bryce spun. "Did I ask you?" "No. But I've been watching, and you're out of line." The room froze. "You've been here, what, 2 days? You don't know how we operate." "I know enough. I know you treat employees like trash and push customers away. That ends today." Bryce's eyes narrowed. "Who do you think you are?" Logan removed his glasses. "Logan Barrett. Owner." Silence. Bryce's face drained of color. That's not possible. Logan stepped closer. It is. And now we're having a very different conversation. Without waiting, he said, let's talk. Now. Bryce stumbled to the back office. Logan followed. You've been managing this store for years. Do you even realize the damage you've done? I hit targets, Bryce insisted. My numbers prove that. Numbers aren't the whole picture. Turnover is high. Morale is dead. The culture you created is toxic. This isn't daycare. If they can't handle retail, they shouldn't work here. That could you be rated? He's 16. You humiliated him. That's not leadership. I push for results. No. You push because you think fear equals respect. It doesn't. And it's costing us everything. Bryce faltered. I didn't realize it was that bad. That's the problem. You should have. You're done here. Bryce's eyes widened. Wait, just like that? Just like that. You're fired. Pack up. Logan opened the office door and stepped out. Rick is no longer with this company, he announced. The store went quiet. Sasha's eyes widened. Eli relaxed visibly. I went undercover because I needed to see the truth. What I saw was unacceptable. That ends today. Sasha asked, does this mean things will actually change? Yes. And it starts with listening. Everyone, take 10. We're going to talk. In the break room, employees gathered cautiously. Some stood. Some sat. No one spoke. Logan leaned against the counter. I know trust doesn't come easy, but I'm here to fix what I let fester. Tell me what needs to change. Sasha spoke first. We need leadership. Real leadership. Another chimed in. And support. HR never follows through. Training is non-existent, a blonde woman added. New hires are set up to fail. Eli looked up. Scheduling was punishment. If Bryce didn't like you, you paid for it. Logan listened to it all. Here's what's happening. First, we're hiring a new manager with a track record of respect. Second, there will be a direct feedback line to me. Third, training will be overhauled. Schedules will be fair. HR will be held accountable. And if the next manager is like him? Sasha asked. They won't last. I promise you. Ben finally spoke. Why should we believe it's real this time? Because I'm not leaving. And I'm not letting this happen again. It wasn't instant trust. But it was something. Take the rest of the day. Reset. If you need to talk, I'm here. Logan stayed the entire day, this time not as an employee but as a leader. Conversation started. Hope returned. Back at HQ the next morning, Logan held an emergency meeting with all district managers. Pinehurst was a disaster. Not just one manager. A failed culture. That failure is on us. One manager asked, are we reviewing other stores? Yes. Anonymous surveys. One-on-ones. HR oversight. Real accountability. Some won't like this, another said. I don't care. If they can't lead with respect, they're gone. Logan spent weeks enforcing change. More toxic managers were removed. Hidden gems among employees were promoted. Sasha took on more responsibility. Eventually, a new manager arrived, one with a reputation for integrity. Eli stayed. His confidence grew. The store changed. One evening, Logan returned and saw Sasha training a new hire. Checking up on us, she teased. Making sure everything's on track. She nodded. It's better. People want to be here. That's the goal. Logan had built the company, but he had stayed too far away for too long. That was over. From now on, leadership meant showing up and never letting silence bury the truth again.